Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Glmr. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. We reached our technical target from the last video, so we're going to take a look at that, and let's get straight into the charts. So taking a look at Glmr on the daily, we still have the same Fibonacci retracement with the swing high we printed in April 2022 and with the swing low in February 2022. And our last bounce was off of the 2.414 Fibonacci retracement level. Below that, we have the 2.618 at 26 cents roughly. And the 2.414 is at 33 cents roughly, if we round it up nicely. Now, let's zoom in and see what happened in the past 7-8 days. So as you can see, we're back into, we're hitting our head on this resistance block that we had in the last video, and I talked about it. We had a very nice pattern playing out, a bullish pattern. We're going to take a look at that over at the Binance chart. But for now, taking a look at this resistance block, we reached 42 cents, 43 cents, and this was a great time to take some profits. And as you can see, we were sitting at 35 cents, I think, and that was a nice 18% trade for anyone looking to trade Glmr. So this was a very, very profitable trade. As you can see, we created this block by testing the bottom of the block twice in October, or actually once at the end of September and once in October. So this created the support trend line that we then broke below in November, and now we're back testing it as resistance in December. So if you're looking for entries, then the first level obviously is going to be the 2.272 here at 39 cents. And you have the 20 EMA here as well, which is the yellow trend line, or the yellow EMA, the yellow line, whatever you want to call it. So that's a support trend line, and we've obviously almost retested it here. As you can see, we had that wick to the downside December 7th, and which is actually today. And as you can see, we're opening a candle above the 55 EMA, and we're breaking into the resistance block. So if we continue pushing, this is going to be very bullish for Glmr, and our next target would be all the way up here at 47 cents. Actually, we can have multiple resistance levels. So let's get the arrow to show you. So we have this swing low here in October at 45 cents, and the next swing low was here at 47 cents, and you obviously have this swing low here at 46 cents. So basically this was a gradual uptrend where you created swing lows and swing highs, and each swing low and each swing high is going to be a separate, distinct resistance level because we're below it. So you can target all of these levels. You can create as many resistance levels as you want, but I think these are the two major ones. And you can obviously add the third one there, but it's not that important. And you can do the same thing with the swing highs, but having too many levels at the same time is going to be a bit weird. So also I would target the top of the resistance block here. As you can see, we can actually fix that up just a little bit. There we go. So the top of the resistance block is sitting at 51.5 cents, and we've retested that multiple times. We had a little fake out above it in November, but that could be our next major target. And from where we are right now, that is going to be another 20%. So that could be your next move. Obviously, you have multiple resistance blocks above you. You have the second Fibonacci retracement here at 54 cents. So I would say take a look at the volume indicator, take a look at the RSI indicator, and see what's happening. We're going to take a look at the RSI and all that in just a second. And this was obviously a bullish flag pattern. And we had this bearish flag pattern. You had the pull, you had the channel down pattern, and we potentially had a breakout target all the way at 21 cents. So that didn't happen, obviously. So we broke out of this channel down pattern, which is basically what you expect out of a channel down pattern, but this was more of a bear flag. But with the channel down pattern getting so overextended, we started breaking out, obviously. And right now, from the support that we retested at the end of November, we're up 33%. So I would say if you're buying GLMR for the long term, I would wait just a little bit because we may get sent all the way back down after we retest this resistance block. We may come back down below the 20 EMA as well. We may retest this swing high at 36 cents. So this doesn't mean that we're going to be entering the bull market straight off the bat. No, we can potentially come back down as low as 33 cents. So I would just start dollar cost averaging in this area below 40 cents. That's going to be a good enough area for me. And yeah, that's regarding the daily chart. And let's switch over to the daily RSI. As you can see, we do have multiple touches off of the blue trend line. So we're going to extend that because we're going to be keeping our eye on it. And we are breaking above the yellow resistance trend line. And right now we are targeting the white resistance trend line. As you can see, we've had multiple retests. The first one was back in April this year. Second one was in October, and the third one is potentially coming right now in December. So if you are looking to sell some GLMR and you see the RSI in this area, I would take some profits and wait for a pullback to enter. However, if you're holding the GLMR token and you want to hold for longer, right, because you want to eliminate as much risk as possible, then if we see a breakout and it's supported by the volume, then you might start getting into the overbought over the next few weeks. And in that case, you can take some profits in here as well and buy back when you come back down to the white trend line and potentially bounce from there, because we've broken it as resistance and we may come back down to retest it as support. So that's what you could do if you want to be a bit more careful. If you want to be totally careful, then don't swing trade, just buy in and hold for the long term and wait for the next bull market. That's as simple as it gets, really. So let's switch over to the Binance website. So jumping into the daily chart on Binance, as you can see, we did have the inverse head and shoulders pattern. We broke out. If I take the trend line and show you what's the technical target that we had, as you can see, we started breaking out here. Our technical target was at 40.5 cents, and we've reached that, obviously, and then some. We even went as high as the purple trend line, which I showed you in the last video, which is basically the bottom part of the resistance block that we just looked at on the other chart. And as you can see, we're running into that as resistance, so we might see another pushback. Potentially, we might bounce off of the yellow trend line, but I just think there is a huge gap here, right? You've seen this move. This is, in my opinion, not very sustainable, especially if Bitcoin is going to start dropping. So I would assume GLMR is going to continue coming back down. Now, the bullish thing that I would be expecting here, to be honest with you, is us coming back down to retest this neckline or retest the large yellow support trend line as support, because we've broken above it and now potentially you might come back down to retest it. So all the way down from here, maybe you see a little bit of a bounce, but you end up coming back down there, and that's gonna be our potential double bottom pattern here, right? But if you start losing the swing low that we printed here in November and you start doing something like this, then you're essentially continuing the downtrend, and this is nothing but the continuation of a downtrend, a lower high, because you've been printing lower highs for a very long time now, for the entirety of this year. And if we don't start breaking above this November high over 53 cents, we don't start breaking above this September high, then I think it's fair to say that this is just a lower high and we're going to be continuing down and potentially retesting this support or potentially going even lower. But anything below 40 cents is fairly cheap for GLMR. And yeah, do your own research. Let me know if I missed out anything important on the charts. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to join my Patreon. I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.